Hey, it's Monday. I'm refreshed and ready to hate my job. How do you like and engage in your job? Are you happy with it, enjoy it, or full of complaints? Over 65% of people are not engaged in their job based on a global workplace report, which costs the employer a lot. Today, we will talk about job attitude, its impact, and what we can do to help. What is job attitude? Attitude is a psychological tendency that is expressed by evaluating a particular entity with some degree of favor or disfavor, of which job attitude is one example. Job attitudes are evaluations of one's job that express one's feelings toward, beliefs about, and attachment to one's job. To be noted here, there are both cognitive and affective components in job attitude, and they don't necessarily have to correspond with each other. Additionally, job attitudes are hierarchically organized in a multifaceted nature, which allows for both within individual effect and between individual effects. Common attitudes in organizations. Job satisfaction is a state that evaluates contentment expression and positive feelings about one's job. One of the classic measures is the Job Descriptive Index, JDI, which includes 5 facets of job satisfaction with work, supervision, coworkers, pay, and promotion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, more employees reported more satisfaction with their job than employees reported less satisfaction. Organizational commitment. Organizational commitment is an individual's psychological bond with the organization. The commitment is represented in various ways, including affective attachment and shared goals to the organization, the evaluation of the quitting behavior as negative, and the evaluation of the costs of leaving the company. Studies show that quit intention, which is the opposite of commitment, decreased during the COVID-19 pandemic. Job engagement. Job engagement refers to employees harnessing of their physical, cognitive, and emotional energy towards executing their work roles. With vaccine and medicine development, as well as the variant of COVID becoming less deadly, employees started to transition back to workplace physically. How to reconnect and re-engage mentally became important. Employers need to make sure employees mobilize one's energy, direct one's attention back towards work, and allocate resources. A key factor to help with engagement is perceived psychological safety. For instance, believing that resources are available, employers will treat them fairly if they get sick. A study in China showed that work engagement decreased during the COVID-19 pandemic. What influences employee attitude? There are both dispositional and situational influences, which are the cognitive and affective basis of job attitudes. First, situational factors. Job characteristics are largely impacting employees' satisfaction. For instance, whether you can identify the significance of the task and believe you are contributing to something big, impact how satisfied you perceive your job. Call center jobs are tedious and repetitive, mostly leading to low satisfaction. Researchers brought a beneficiary from a donation to tell a personal story to the call center employees who are calling all day long requesting donations. That helped the employees better identify their impact and significantly increase their satisfaction. Research also found that employees who see their jobs as primarily providing experience versus material objects gain more happiness from those jobs because they're most likely to believe they bring positive impact and perceive meaningfulness in their jobs. Exactly like our consuming behavior, purchasing experiences can gain more happiness than material objects. Leadership is also a key factor. Large-scale research showed that a bad manager could account for 70% of the variance both negative and positive in employee engagement. Besides this, social environment characteristics, organizational processes, and time are also important environmental antecedents. Certain dispositions, like level of conscientiousness and neuroticism, fundamentally impact your perception of satisfaction. One particular concept, core self-evaluation, also impacts satisfaction significantly. Core self-evaluation refers to fundamental beliefs individuals hold about themselves, their functioning, and the world. One of the mechanisms is through appraisals of the work environment. People with higher core self-evaluations are less likely to perceive organizational obstacles to goal fulfillment, therefore leading to higher job satisfaction. What are the outcomes of employee attitude? From a general social science perspective, attitude impacts behaviors. For instance, your attitude toward labor union impacts whether you actually join union meetings. The environmental attitude of employees leads them to make more environmentally friendly decisions. There's also a correlation between entrepreneurial attitude and behavior intention to build a business in the future. People tend to avoid cognitive dissonance, therefore normally match their behavior with attitude. What employees know or think and feel about the work is associated with how they would react behaviorally towards the work. Research in organizations demonstrated the strong impact of job attitude toward various behaviors and performance, such as task performance, creative performance, organizational citizenship behavior, counterproductive behavior, and organizational performance. How is your job attitudes impact your performance at work? Thank you for watching.